Hello, it is Friday, December 2nd, 2011 at 4:27 a.m. Central Standard Time. I want to show you something that showed up on Visible Satellite. We're at the College of DuPage Next Generation Weather Lab site, and these are what I call satellite rings. They used to appear quite often, but I made some videos on them, and for some reason they didn't really appear very often anymore after that. Maybe that's connected, maybe not. In any case, you can see that this is a pretty strong one because it goes all the way across the United States. Well, I guess we can't see the whole thing because part of the image is missing, and it looks as if someone cut it away. I'll show you here in a minute. But let me just run the loop so you can see it a minute. It happens at 1600 UTC on December 1st. I'm going to switch over to a further out view. You can see it right here. Actually, I want to start over here. This is the infrared satellite, and you can see that this has the same situation in that part of the image is cut away. And the reason I say cut away and not just like the satellite wasn't working is that this is a part of a satellite image that's usually more shaped like this, but it looks like someone's just cut it out right along the circle here. These are two different satellite images, so it's not like just one particular satellite is acting up. Let me zoom in here. I gotta go in, get my tool, because you can see there's rings on this right hand side, but they don't line up with the rings over here, but yet both satellite images have rings, and I assume that there were probably more over here that they've just been cut out. Let me unzoom it here. Additionally, I want to bring to your attention these funny little areas right in here and right here. Something I discovered tonight that I hadn't noticed before, that watch right in here as I switch it. Don't watch me, but where my arrow goes, but just watch this part right here. I'm going to go back a frame and forward, back, forward. Notice that it falls right in this little gap in the clouds. I mean, it falls right in there. As if it had pushed the clouds apart or something. And then also over here, you'll see the same thing right in here. It lines up right with this right in here. I'm going to go forward and backwards again. Just watch this area. One might think that, well, maybe it's just the color in the clouds, going from light to dark. But if you go over here to the visible satellite, you can see that it's nighttime and it has the same exact lines as this one does. Let me switch back and forth. Let me put it back on there. So this is the infrared and this is visible. And it's nighttime, so that's why you can't see infrared. You can even see it in the dark. And so even though there's no clouds, it's still showing that those same, in the same exact areas. I didn't try it on this one. Let's see if we get the same. It's only at 1600 that it shows up. But if the clouds are moving as a result, it must be affecting it more than just this one particular moment, and for just some reason it showed up now and wasn't before. So let me go back, and we're looking right in here because we got these Santa Ana winds right here in California, and so that blob's happening right in here. Well, blob, that's not very well. See it? And going forward one instead of backwards. A while back I found a video that I like called Sound Vibration Frequency Wavelength. And this is a tuning fork, and this video will show you how, when you get the fork going, how the waves propagate through these rings. And I'll give you a link to that so you can go watch it for yourself. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to play it, so I'll just leave that alone. I also wanted to show you that this is the water vapor satellite, and it again has that same ring, those same rings going, and the same cutaway. On this one you'll be able to see that down here in South America, it reacts to these rings, the appearance of these rings. Let me go up here so I can get it started. And in all cases this ring shows up at 1600 UTC. I'm going to go ahead and let this one play through. So watch, this is right after the ring, so now the loop's going to start over right now. And see, it's fairly clear here. And then boom. Let me make it go a little bit slower even. We're getting close to it there. And see, it just picks right up. Also, down in here we have a little cloud that you'll see it starting to move up. Okay, now the loop's starting over. You can see it right here rising up. It starts to spray a little bit. Once that ring hits, it sprays a lot. It like adds something to it. It reacts to it. Okay, I'm going to just click through, going backwards. So in here, nothing. So watch down in here this time. And there's the rings, and there it acts up right after that. I'm going to get a little closer in view here to show you that other little the rings, and then right here is that cloud. I'm going to go ahead and let it play through. It should show, maybe it'll show it by itself. See, it clearly rises up after the rings appear. Watching this and considering what all this might mean, there's a couple things that I happened upon today that, well, first of all, we have the Senate passing a defense bill of $662 billion. I guess they've cut $43 billion, and we need to be real proud of that somehow, but I'm not. I also watched this film, Hard Times Generation Families Living in Cars. And these kids live in cars, and then they go to school and pretend they don't live in cars. And these are this is a sad thing, people, where all our money is going for defense, supposed defense. But I don't know who's messing with the weather. I don't know if it's us. I don't know if it's somebody else. But what a waste of money. I mean, God is in control of the weather, and He does a really good job of it by Himself. But I guess nobody can make any money that way. But governments aren't supposed to be about making money. And if our hearts are just set upon power, we're all going to lose, because God is all-powerful and man cannot. I mean, we got these men standing up here looking very proud, and we have nothing to be proud of. This is most grievous, and if we don't change soon, this whole thing is going down. Not just the little guy, but the big guys are going right down with it, because somehow I think they think they're going to stand in the day of destruction, but they will not. In fact, the higher you stand, the further you have to fall. So that's all I have to say. God bless you all, and God have mercy on this nation.